Hey, my name is Chris Brescia. I'm the owner of Freshtech IT, an IT and cybersecurity management company based in Connecticut, USA. And today I'm giving a little testimonial for David Olchowski of Acadia Action Coaching. And the first thing I wanted to talk about or answer, first question to answer is why use a coach at all? Everyone knows or has heard the phrase that's often attributed to Albert Einstein that you can't solve a problem with the level of thinking that created it. So, one of the things that's very important about a coach is it's someone that comes in and is not tied up in your existing solution, is not tied up in the existing problem. It's somebody that's going to come in with fresh perspective and look at the situation from a much higher level than usually we as owners or we as people in the trenches day to day are able to do. We tend to get very myopic, and a proper business coach is going to come in with no tie to any specific thing and is going to be able to look at the whole picture. Here at Freshtech, we have always had a coach, a business coach specifically, and we feel it's critical to growth. There's also the sense of accountability that comes with a business coach, where somebody's actually holding you accountable to all the things that you say you're going to do and when you're going to do them. And it's somebody who's going to drive you to think bigger, think better. And it's somebody who's going to be able to back up that drive with knowledge of how other people have thought bigger and thought better. And when you come to certain roadblocks that you're inevitably going to hit, you're going to get a certain amount of growth that's going to create some other challenges in the company. And once you solve those challenges, new challenges crop up. And somebody that is a business coach is able to see that happen multiple times in multiple companies and see how multiple different organizations have overcome those hurdles. So it's a critical component really to the growth of any company. Then if we think about why action coaching. So we are at Freshtech, we're an EOS company and an action coach company. We actually have both working together simultaneously, hand in hand, and both of them have incredible strengths. We felt that EOS, we really liked the model, but felt that it was just a little bit beyond our current reach, in that it explained maybe how to do some things. There's definitely some tools in the operating system that are very beneficial to a company, but it assumed that you already had a lot of fundamentals of business already solved. And that's where, for us, that's where Action Coach came in. So Action Coaching has very clear, defined, data-driven decisions that are made as part of the Action Coaching process. It's very structured, it's very organized. When you look at mastery, it doesn't just say that you need to achieve time mastery and money mastery before you can progress to the next level. It gives you, when you're in the mastery section, there's like a checklist of 89 things that if you do these things, these are the outcomes that you can expect. And this is when you're looking to achieve time mastery. These are the major steps. These are the major systems you need in place. These are the major questions you need to have answers to before you can truly achieve time mastery, money mastery. It also gives you a very clear, again, data-driven path to success, so that you know it's not just some arbitrary path. This is where we want to go. Action Coach really gives you the tools and the steps to take. And that for us was critical, is that we had a lot of tools, but we didn't necessarily have the steps. And Action Coach, we felt, really gives us the steps to take to get to where we're trying to go. The other question to answer is then we have why coaching, why Action Coaching, why David as the coach, David Olchowski specifically. For us, it was a no-brainer. He came in and did the presentation about Action Coaching, and we immediately hit it off. He's a very easy person to talk to, which in a business coach is something that's critical. You're going to be having very serious conversations, very in-depth conversations, and you need somebody that you're able to talk to easily. The other thing that we liked about David is that he's very knowledgeable. So in addition to being easy to talk to, when we're asking for advice and for wisdom and for guidance, he's able to give it because he's been there, because he's already done these things with organizations that are way larger than ours. So he has already seen where we're trying to go. And when we're hitting certain challenges, he's able to give us advice and help guide us to where we're going. Another important thing about David is that he actually listens. And I remember the first time that we had a meeting with David, we said something in the meeting, and later that week, he followed up on something that we had said almost casually in that meeting, but was important to us. And that had never happened before with any of the coaches that we worked with. So it was very refreshing to have a coach that actually listens every single meeting. It wasn't just the first meeting. Every single meeting, there's things that we will say that he will follow up with later and say, hey, you mentioned this. I was thinking about it. I want to connect you with this individual. I want to connect you with this tool, or here's another piece, or we'll talk about this in our call, in 2 days. It's very important to have somebody that's able to do that. He's also, as I have mentioned, he's been doing this for other companies, and that's a critical thing to have with a coach, is somebody that this is not their first rodeo. The challenges that I'm facing for the first time are not things that he has seen for the first time. He's seen them many, many times over, and at many different size organizations, some smaller than ours, some the same size, and some much bigger than ours. And that's very critical. When you're getting advice from somebody, it needs to be good, sound advice from a smart person who has listened, who has carefully analyzed everything that you've been telling him, who has carefully analyzed the things that you have not been telling them. So things that you didn't think to know, data you didn't think that you needed to gather, those are the things that he's looking for. And that's critical. And that's the answer for us to why David. So what results have we gotten? We have been with ActionCOACH for a little over half of a year. And in that time, our revenue has increased substantially. The size of our company has increased substantially. And along with that, the maturity of our organization has also increased. It's not enough to grow big and to get a lot of money. If you do it in an unstable way, your company's going to fall apart. And so we have a much stronger grasp on our financials, a much stronger grasp on the policies and procedures in place in our organization. If you think back to the ActionCOACH model of achieving mastery before you move on to niche and leverage and synergy and all those other steps to the building a business that works without you, the development of mastery in this organization has improved significantly over the last 6 months. We have a much stronger, in terms of systems, we have a much stronger system around how we're going to do customer outreach, how we're doing client outreach. There's also a lot of new things that David has brought into the organization regarding strategic partnerships and host beneficiary strategies. He has helped a ton in the development of our marketing strategies and our customer communication. He's also helped a lot with some challenging decisions that we've had to make as an organization around hiring people, firing people, which is usually, when you're a small organization, the people that are in your company were usually handpicked, and when you have to let them go, David has helped us to make sure that the reasons that we were letting people go were the right reasons. He has helped us make some very challenging decisions, and that has been invaluable. The other thing that he's helped us with is even our relationships with vendors. We had a vendor relationship that was in danger, and we were going to go down one path and decided to talk to David before we ever made something that drastic. And we sat with David for quite a while and laid out an action plan to actually remediate instead of to break a relationship. We were actually able to salvage it, and it's helped tremendously to be able to do that. He's also saved me. I have a challenge with chasing after shiny objects. So he's helped me kind of rein that back in. And one of the things that we were going to chase, we sat down and we analyzed it and said, this is what the cost would be to the business. This is what the cost would be to time. This is what we're going to do. We're going to lose in terms of opportunity cost and developmental cost internal to Freshtech. All of these things need to be weighed before you make a decision like that. And we were able to make the right decision in many cases because of the things that he brought to the table. So that for us is why you need a coach. It's why you need David Olchowski as a coach. It's why we like the action coaching system. And the results that we have are why we continue to work with David and with Action Coaching and his team. Thank you.